Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
What's up, guys? This is RB3.
It's Sabrina.
And we are here on First Cut reviewing the new Taika Waititi film, Jojo Rabbit.
Yes.
A film that I was super excited about, and I'm sure you were too.
Definitely one of my most anticipated this year.
Right. And it is hitting Los Angeles a little bit early, so we saw it. And we're doing a quick review of it. So, first of all, if you haven't heard of Jojo Rabbit, it's a new film from director Taika Waititi. He's done films like Hunt for the Wilder People and Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows. And this movie is about a young boy who, growing up in Germany during World War II under Hitler's regime, and he's kind of a Hitler superfan. But in a way, this movie presents his story in an anti-hate fashion. That's a big through line that we see throughout the marketing, an anti-hate satire.
Yeah.
Do you think this movie, and also stars Scarlett Johansson and Taika Waititi is actually playing Hitler in this movie? What do you think? What do you think of the anti-hate element of it? Do you think it was successful in that?
I definitely think it was really successful. The way Taika kind of, his style of writing and his style of directing shows it in a way that I thought was really impactful in that sense. Something that I think is really special about him is kind of how he's able to tap into a childlike innocence with things. Yeah, he has that innocence and wonder that I feel like we lose kind of as we age a little bit, and he's really able to tap into it and harness it and put that into his writing when he does have children in his stories, which he does a few times.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, I think that really elevated a film like this because we see it through Jojo's eyes, through his perspective. Obviously, we all know about World War II and everything, but seeing it through a different lens, kind of, it elevates it to a different sense.
And obviously, there's a lot of performances in this movie. What kind of stood out to you?
Oh my gosh, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think she did so great because she plays this very vibrant, fun mother to Jojo, and the entire time, all of this is happening around her, and it is clearly affecting her. But it's she doesn't want to let it affect her enough to affect Jojo as well. So she puts on this facade for him, and it makes me cry. Just watching it, I got so attached to her, and then also his best friend, Yorkie. Yorkie was so sweet.
So sweetheart. And even later on in the movie, it's revealed that there's another character who's kind of occupying this space as well, and who Jojo kind of gets a connection to later on in the story. Did you buy into the kind of chemistry that these two characters had?
I did. It was a lot of brotherly, sister love type of thing, and especially when you're dealing with so much loss, they're all experiencing loss in a different way, and so kind of latching onto each other and being the people she's in his house. She's residing in his space. So they become friends, and their friendship feels very genuine and heartfelt. Definitely, yeah. So I bought that completely. Did you?
I brought into that, and I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while to buy into what this movie was going for. Overall, in the beginning, I thought it was a little, like I said, sympathetic towards Nazism, but then I thought maybe it's they're kind of forcing this kind of semi-brotherly sister friendship development kind of thing down our throats, but by the time the movie kind of settled in and it got into the rhythm of it, I really started to get in and vibe with it. And I think it's a really good story that I think is really relevant to today. I think it's a lot about how you could talk to the people who you might not necessarily agree with, or you might have some sort of fear for. When we really talk to them and really get to understand them, it's, you have a much more humanistic perspective.
Yeah, it shows the humanity for everybody. Obviously, we all grow up with different backgrounds or whatever, and sometimes we have these preconceived notions for maybe no reason. There's absolutely no reason for any of that. So I think it's actually, even though obviously, I wouldn't say it's not kid appropriate, but I think it's a nice kind of gateway into, you can show some younger audiences, and they could kind of understand it on a deeper level versus just about learning it in school and things like that. I feel like this is almost like I don't know.
I do think this is something
Yeah.
that could be shown in like schools or something.
Yeah.
Like, because I think for one, it has a very good, wholesome message to it.
Exactly.
But also too, it is very simple. Like it's not like something like a Schindler's List that's super like dark and depressing. And this movie does have its sadder moments, but overall, I think the message that it's trying to convey and the overall story that it's conveying is something to be optimistic about, and it's something to embrace a better future. So
yeah, touching upon those like darker moments kind of scattered throughout. Because when I first saw like all the trailers and everything, and obviously hearing the premise, which is completely outlandish, definitely would not call this a straight like just comedy.
Yeah.
It's just like really incredibly genuine and heartfelt. There's the darker moments that are scattered throughout kind of like ground the reality of what occurred.
Right,
so it's not, so it grounds that reality, and we get to see what people went through, and I think that's why the movie works the way that it does, and that's why he did a really, really good job, because he's towing a line. He's towing a line that's very, very difficult. Like, this is, a crazy premise, but for me, completely worked because of his writing and because of the way he kind of like scattered it out and grounded it in reality.
Yeah, that was definitely. For me personally, this is my favorite film in Taika Waititi's filmography. I was a really big fan of his I think one of his first movies he did was called Boy.
Yeah.
And I love that movie to death, and that's always been my favorite. But this honestly like might take that spot for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree. I completely agree. I also really loved Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Too,
but something about this one, I think because of how unique it is, and how much it affected me, I think that it takes the top spot for sure.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's my second favorite of the year. Basically, I laughed, I cried, I enjoyed the entire theater experience.
You did cry.
I did. I cried 3 times. A lot.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see it again. Just all of the satire, the humor, the darker moments, the way they melded together so seamlessly. It just kind of makes for a really good theater experience. I think seeing it with people is important, because I love hearing like the laughs, the like kind of like little gasps, like silence. I just love having that theater, like the audience reaction. I think Taika pulled off something really incredible with this film, and it's a must-watch in theaters. It's opening wider this weekend in a few cities, and then I think it opens nationwide in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
No. So definitely get out to see it when you get a chance.
Yeah.
It's very nice to see, guy who's done a lot of studio movies and did, Thor and stuff like that, go back to like kind of his indie roots and still able to succeed in that. So that's what's up. All right, cool. So if you guys enjoyed this review of Jojo Rabbit, please give us a like. Throw in the comments down below. What do you think of this movie? Are you going to see it? And if you have already seen it, let us know what you think. And of course, please follow our social medias, right?
Instagram and Twitter at FirstCutTMO.
Right, and obviously you can follow me on Twitter at DirectorRB3.
And me on Instagram, Sabrina X Monica.
Okay, and that's our Jojo Rabbit review. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, have a good one.
You okay? Oh God, nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah, I know. It's definitely not a good time to be a Nazi.